his training camps were the stuff of legend. I mean, he would spar 100 rounds a week sometimes, which is just insane.
Who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford. I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he won't.
Joe Rogan reacted to Crawford's intense training for the Canelo fight, praising his elite switch-hitting skills and adaptability, which he believes could neutralize Canelo's raw power and experience despite the size difference. However, Rogan expressed concern that Crawford must be physically strong enough to absorb Canelo's devastating punches, warning of the serious risk of being overpowered.
She's gonna fight Canelo. I just hope he's big enough. I hope he's big enough to keep that dude off him because Canelo hits so hard.
That's one dude that, like, I believe all the shit he be talking.
Crawford? Yeah. Oh, he's good.
He don't just be saying shit.
They tried to say that, like, Errol Spence was damaged because of what Crawford did to him because he was damaged from the car accident. I'm like, maybe. Or maybe Crawford would have done that 3 years ago. I think he's that good. He's just so skillful, so slick. And when he gets, and he's also the best guy in the sport at switch hitting. He'll go southpaw to orthodox and be just as good and trip you up. Like, you think he's going to start southpaw, he starts orthodox. You prepare for orthodox, he's fighting southpaw. He feels like he's got you timed better or
Rogan
orthodox.
doesn't mince words, openly rooting for Crawford in the mega bout against Canelo Alvarez. On a recent episode of the Joe Rogan Experience with Jim Lampley, he was asked who he favored and without hesitation replied Crawford, later explaining, "I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think Canelo is slowing down." Rogan praised Crawford's slick footwork, adaptability, and strategic finesse, while still acknowledging the daunting size and power advantage Canelo brings
I think
to
is
the
really
ring.
interesting. The Crawford thing, the Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting.
Fascinating. Because how does Crawford compete with that size? Crawford is leapfrog. He goes to
He's
super
goes
middleweight.
47 to 54 and now to 68.
And the Madrimov fight in 54 is a difficult fight.
Yeah. So who do you like in Canelo versus Crawford?
Well, I'm a giant Crawford fan because I think he's the best switch hitter since Marvin Hagler. I also think he's one of those guys that if you tell him he can't do something, he wants to show you and shock you.
1000%.
I also think Canelo is slowing down, and Canelo is more of a one-punch fighter now than the combination fighter he was when he was young. He uses strength and conditioning. There's very few fighters that just train using skill, train skills. Like George St. Pierre did that for a certain period of his career.
I wonder if there's anybody left in boxing who trains just using the gym skills. There were a lot of them when I was first involved in the sport who would never have touched a weight.
Right.
You know, they subscribed totally to the notion that that was negative.
Right. And the worst case, I mean, they definitely did calisthenics, but that was it. It was just body weight exercises, you know, which brings us to Crawford, which I think is really interesting. The Crawford-Canelo fight.
Beyond interesting. Fascinating. Yeah.
Fascinating. Because how does Crawford compete with that size? And, you know, we have to recognize, okay, well, when Canelo fought Floyd, it was 152 pounds, right? So he had dropped down, which was a struggle for him, which is why Floyd was so brilliant in getting him to go down to 152. Because he knew he would
Rogan
be
also
drained.
cautioned Crawford against stepping into the ring with Canelo without careful preparation, citing the significant size and power disadvantage. He declared he would definitely watch the bout, calling it probably the biggest fight in boxing. During his podcast, Rogan even veered into a discussion about cartel mule runners while breaking down the matchup, seamlessly blending fight analysis with unexpected
Look
cultural
at the
commentary.
elite of the elite boxers, to a man, to every one of them. They're disciplined.
Yeah.
And they stay focused. I'm so excited to see this fight with Canelo Alvarez because I think the Saudi Arabians have so much money. They're throwing so much money at boxing. And the guy who's the head of boxing over there wants to make that fight happen. I think Terence Crawford, forget about the three weight classes. I think he could beat Canelo.
I think he can too.
On the Joe Rogan Experience, Crawford reflected on his 2023 showdown with Errol Spence Jr., explaining that thorough preparation was the key to victory. He told Rogan, "Everything you see, fight night, we drilled it time and time again," crediting the smooth execution in the ring to relentless repetition and training. Addressing concerns about Canelo's size, Crawford acknowledged, "He might be bigger than me, but big doesn't mean stronger."
You know, that was something that when I had the cast on, I was like, man, I love the gym so much. I'm like, man, I'm not leaving the gym. Like, I'm going practice with this left. That's when I got the left stronger because at first when I go southpaw, it was only, my right, my right, my right. Then when my hand got messed up, start working on the left and start getting stronger and stronger. I start getting more accurate because at first just throw it just to be throwing it. Then it just got to a point where my left was actually way stronger than my right.
Teddy Atlas views the Canelo versus Crawford clash as a classic battle of size versus speed, with Canelo bringing raw power and home field advantages, while Crawford may possess the edge in agility and ring IQ, drawing parallels to upset over De La Hoya. Atlas highlights Crawford's elite instincts, precise timing, and elusive style. Despite Canelo's proven dominance at higher weight classes, Atlas believes Crawford is exceptionally gifted, capable of overcoming physical disadvantages through savvy versatility and intangible skills that could ultimately decide the fight.
Overrated. Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez at 168 pounds.
Canelo's really good, really good. But I think Crawford is special. I know he hasn't fought the resume everyone wants, but you have that or you don't have that ingredient. I think he has it. Canelo's really good. He's tremendous. But could he be a tiny bit overrated? The greatness is within Crawford. It's in his desire. It's in his mind. It's in his makeup, where he came from. I know he's moving up in weight class, can he carry it, but those intangibles, I believe.
During training, Crawford has revealed a striking body transformation ahead of his super middleweight showdown with Canelo Alvarez. After campaigning at 154 pounds, he bulked up significantly, walking around at 185 pounds, with earlier footage showing him near cruiserweight levels. Despite the added muscle, he remains lean and well-defined, a testament to disciplined training and conditioning. However, not everyone is convinced. Strength coach Rob Esther cautions that Crawford's rapid jump from 154 straight to 168 and beyond could hinder his speed and stamina when facing Canelo's elite power.
Crawford coming in the ring, and Crawford doing everything he can to match Canelo's power, possibly size, and to, at a minimum, try to just maintain what speed he already possesses. Because, when you go up in weight, sometimes you compromise speed. So we know Crawford and his team are doing everything they can to, at a minimum, maintain his speed. But the question came up, okay, since Crawford is looking to come in the ring fast, powerful, he's already brilliant. Shit, what if Canelo comes in lighter? Like lighter. Yeah, what happens is Canelo says, you know what, I'm not going to try to come and just outweigh him by 20 pounds on fight night because I realize I'm in there with somebody who's very agile and who's probably going to be faster than me. And although I have timing, he has timing too. So I can't afford to be 2 or 3 steps behind Terence Crawford in my speed.
Boxing coach Greg Hackett believes a knockout win for Terence Crawford over Canelo Alvarez is unlikely in today's 12-round era, as Canelo is too hardened to be taken out easily. Hackett argues that Crawford lacks both the devastating punch, power, and the willingness to stand toe-to-toe in heavy exchanges. Instead, expecting Bud to deliver a technical masterclass rather than flashy knockouts, he adds that only in the old 15-round format might Crawford's style have the stamina and opportunity to wear Canelo down for a KO. Meanwhile, tensions between the fighters continue to build as the bout approaches. Canelo quipped that Crawford would find out what happens when a good fighter steps up against a great one, prompting Crawford to fire back. So that means you're a good fighter and Dmitry Bivol is a great fighter, right? Every time you stepped up, you lost. It was a sharp, confident retort that reminded everyone of Canelo's defeat to
like
Bivol.
he will do going against somebody like a Canelo at 168.
Um, I think Bud, man. One thing I love about Bud, he willing to challenge himself. And when you're willing to challenge yourself, you can surprise yourself. That's a hell of a feeling. Uh, I think, to be honest, you don't want to sit there and brawl with Canelo, but at some point you're gonna have to fight him. You know what I'm saying? You can't let Canelo press you. You know what I'm saying? Because he great at that. And he a bully. He is a bully. But Bud, I believe, got bully tendencies too. You know what I'm saying? And he could be crafty. But I think if he approached it the way he approached Spence, then you get a way better fight than people think. Now, what I saw when he approached Spence was, I can't make a mistake. hey, I can't let him do too much. I can't let him be a bully. I think if he go at Canelo the same way, then we get a great fight on our hands. Not that I, I'm sorry. I'm not saying he's gonna be that dominant, but I'm
Andre
just saying.
Ward, the former two-division world champion, offered a candid endorsement of Crawford ahead of his showdown with Canelo Alvarez, declaring, "I'm not betting Terence Crawford against anybody right now," and adding that Crawford is someone you can bet the house on. While acknowledging the significant weight jump and the dangers of the matchup, Ward maintained that someone would have to prove they can break Crawford's will, something he has yet to see anyone accomplish.
Big weight jump, a dangerous fight, but somebody's got to prove to me that they can break Terence Crawford's will and that he can't figure it out against you. It ain't no disrespect toward Canelo, but I've said this the last couple of years. I'm not betting against Terence Crawford against nobody right now. You got to show me that you can beat him.
Dimitri Bivol, the WBA light heavyweight champion renowned for his technical mastery, has expressed deep admiration for Crawford, calling him not just good but amazing and saying that for young fighters, Crawford should be in the book on how to learn boxing. Ahead of the Canelo Alvarez fight, Bivol once again praised him as one of his favorite boxers, highlighting both his impressive size and elite skills, and affirming his belief that Crawford has what it takes to beat
Crawford
Canelo.
Spence. I know you watched the fight and you spoke about Crawford. How good is Crawford?
Crawford is amazing, not just good. He's amazing.
He said the same thing about you.
Thank you, Terence. But I think he should be in the book for
Really? Is that good?
how to learn boxing.
Really?
He's a very good fighter.
Yeah.
I like to watch his fights.
Pound for pound number one?
Yeah, probably he is now because he is undisputed champion in 2 weight classes.
It's crazy.
He's a great fighter, yeah. To be honest, I didn't see, I think, Crawford in real life. I don't know how big he is. But besides, when I came to boxing gym and my coach told me that one of the rules is like respect the weight classes, You should respect weight classes. But he has a very good skill. He's one of my favorite fighters.
Bernard Hopkins believes Crawford's dominant victory over Errol Spence Jr. had lasting repercussions, claiming that the punishment Spence endured effectively took 4 fights off his career. He argued that the damage not only prematurely aged the former champion but would also affect his future performance and durability. Hopkins suggested that both the psychological and physical toll would linger, permanently altering Spence's career trajectory. This view underscores Crawford's prowess not just as a fight winner, but as a fighter whose impact can change opponents long after the final bell.
Willie Crawford, even though fought twice, throughout the year, Crawford,
But look where he beat.
disputed.
Look where he beat. Look where he beat. What he did to Spence. How he did it. That's 3 fights to me. And it took 4 fights out of Spence, right? Yeah, I'm a fighter, so I can tell you punished like that.
Yeah, I was there ringside watching the fight. Yeah.
It was years out of you don't see the years right now, but it sort of takes something out of that person going forward. They still can beat some fights, but it really put a bruise on you. You ain't see Spence fight yet, did you?
No.
Did you hear him name opponent for him to potentially fight? It's been quiet.
Former champion Tim Bradley remains firmly in Terence Crawford's corner, giving him a 30 to 40% chance of defeating Canelo Alvarez. While praising Crawford's superior skill and ring IQ, Bradley voiced concern over Canelo's size and power advantage and questioned whether the smaller Crawford could endure his heavy shots. He also cautioned that Crawford's stubbornness might work against him, warning that if he chooses to trade punches with Canelo, he risks getting clipped.
It don't matter if Canelo is on that. He ain't beat no Terence Crawford. You heard it here first. Plus, I look at the performances of Canelo. I look at his last performances. I mean, they've been all right. It ain't been like, wow, blew me away. So I'm not really worried about all of that. And the same thing goes with Crawford. I know he's with Snack, and I know some news came out this week and all of that, but I personally believe that Snack is clean. I think it's a conflict of interest, the fact that, hey, he knows how to beat the system, quote unquote, Victor Conte, but at the same time, I think Snack, you got products going around the world, this and that. I mean, all these athletes are testing. They're not testing anything or positive by using Snack at all. So I think it's safe. There's no doubt about it. So with that being said, I'm not worried about that as long as they testing.
Robert Garcia offered a candid take on Canelo Alvarez's recent approach, particularly after Edgar Berlanga's defeat, noting that Canelo no longer goes all out for knockouts but instead does just enough to secure the win. Garcia explained that Alvarez has adopted a more measured strategy, often dropping opponents but choosing not to finish them, aiming to preserve his body for future challenges. While Canelo still has knockout power, Garcia believes he now prefers to cruise once victory is assured. So make sure to subscribe to my channel for more updates and news.